Mark Gilman, along with Western Oregon head football coach Arne Ferguson, and our final interview of the 2013 season. And, Coach, I have to tell you that the Central Washington win, combined with the blackout and the John Apgar tribute, was certainly an emotional and a satisfying Saturday for Wolves alum and all the fans that were out there.
Well, the getting a win against Central Washington, whether it's home way or battle in Seattle, is a huge deal for us. It's obviously nicer to do it at home in front of our home crowd and a home crowd, and then also have it be a blackout. It's a special day for us, especially contributing with John Apgar being able to be here. First of all, huge progress that he's made recently for that to happen. And then, too, to see so many friends and teammates and supporters that recognize all the hard work that John has done for the university, but also the work that he's doing now as he's moving forward. And we all know John. You know, he's very competitive, very much a fighter, and we expect great things to happen on his recovery.
Yeah. And I think that the team drew a certain amount of inspiration from seeing him out there as well. You know, one of their own that played so hard for the Wolves and going through this struggle with the cancer. They seem to really kind of take that upon themselves, and that is a good measure of energy you can have playing against a team like Central.
Well, football, you know, is a game, but it also represents certain things in life. And number one, to see what John has gone through, and also for me to talk to our team about John. We try to educate him about his situation and how he's doing and those type of things, but actually to see it in person. I know when I visited John, I believe on Wednesday, how important it was for him if he was able to get out of CIU and be able to come, how much it would make for him. And then also the fond memories that John had on that field. I mean, John played hard and physical and ran and loved to play football, so I know there's fond memories of him just being back at home at Western Oregon University.
And it was an interesting ball game, Coach. There's a lot of energy out on the field, some records that were set, like the longest run in GNAC history, although didn't come up with any points with Joe Harris. Good passing, lots of receptions, stellar, some great defensive plays. I mean, the list is long, and I'll let you pick out some of those that you were most impressed with.
Well, first of all, I mean, with Central Washington, they're such a very talented team, and a team that always has traditionally quite a few Division I players that have transferred down, and we know they're very talented and have the depth with their university. So, you know, that's a big challenge in itself, especially late in the year, playing a team like that. And two, to see the progress that we've made the first time we played them. You know, we didn't play well. Did some things good defensively, did some things okay special teams wise, and didn't really get in a rhythm offensively. And to see our offense really take that upon themselves to get back going. You know, Bergman, I mean, 400 plus yards and almost 500 and over 550 yards total offense, and a running back over 140 yards, and two receivers around that 124, 125 yards. That's a great day in anybody's book. And especially, you know, against Central Washington, who has been the most dominant team defensively in the air and on the ground. So that's a contribute to Coach Harris and his staff and our offensive players. But also defensively, the guys that really controlled a very good running back. We think one of the top, if not one of the top, you know, Jordan Todd, running backs in our conference. And then we really feel the most physical and talented offensive line in our conference, also along with Azusa and some other teams, to be able to stick in there with them on a surface that really dictates more towards the offense because it's slippery. The grass doesn't have the traction it once had. It's late in the season. So your offense always has that extra step advantage because they know where they're going. So that's a huge contribute for them to be physical and also be able to hold their own against a good passing team.
talking about the offense, and you did, and Joe Harris with that 90-yard run. You got two receivers. Dustin Hurd got into the mix there, and then of course Antoine has just been Antoine all season long as far as being consistent out there, and that was huge. But I was also impressed, as you mentioned, the defense. A lot of bull rushes where the defensive linemen were putting guys right back into the quarterback's face a couple of times. AJ's big pick there late that really helped seal the deal. It was really I think they did a great job of corralling the quarterback Nelson as well. It looked like that Kinsey was your spy on that guy, and he did a very good job of at least directing him towards other tacklers if he couldn't get to him.
Yeah, Shane Kinsey had probably his best game of the year against a crucial time. Their quarterback is young, but he's super athletic. He runs all over. He's quick and he's fast and he can throw. To see Shane make some crucial tackles, and a couple of them by just his shoestrings, but also, Craig Aiken's been dominant. George is coming around. John Benton is John Benton. I mean, he's always in the middle of everything. And then we also moved Will Kenegata back to middle linebacker and able for him to run and be more centralized in our defense. All those decisions helped, but their enthusiasm for the game really was exciting because their offense was, every time you turn around, it's a big play here, a big play there. There was some 3-and-outs. We knew that coming in with our game plan. But the amount of yards that they gobbled up, the score, honestly, we just need to be able to snap better. We need to be able to kick better, and we need to be able to protect on our special teams better.
Now, building upon that, the nice long bus trip down to Humboldt State to wrap up the year. It doesn't happen every year, but it's been most years recently here. And this is, even though Humboldt is still looking for a win, they have been in so many games that going down there is a lot more difficult than some folks might look at if they just examine their record. Well,
our players, we tell them about the record. It is what it is. They're picked to win our conference. They're picked for a reason. They have players back, or starting to get back, that had some things not go their way, whatever the reason. It's mainly due to the injuries in this conference because it's a very physical conference. We know that they're very capable and they're playing very well. We're just excited to go down there. Their turf field's nice. Their stadium is a bowl. So honestly, it's the nicest stadium in our conference. And it's a fun, kind of a little bit hostile environment. Our kids enjoy that excitement. You got the chainsaws going. You got their band. I mean, they do a great job, and they pack the place anywhere from 5, 6, sometimes even 7,000. So we're excited to be able to go down there and play a very good team that just hasn't had a couple things go their way. We know it's coming. They're a little bit young, so that adds to that. But this is the end of the year where now you're starting to be seasoned, and they're playing very well. So who knows what's going to happen down there. We just got to fight and try to get a win.
That final game, you want to end this season on a very positive note, and you can certainly do that. And for your seniors, their last game, and I know that they're extremely motivated. And talking with a handful of them, they want to go out well too, and that's always a good thing to take into this contest down at in a very competitive environment, as you mentioned.
Yeah, well, it's just a fun place to play, and Azusa's number 1 in our conference right now. But this is still for second place in our conference, which is a big deal. And it's also to continue our winning record, which we've done very successfully in the last 6 or 7 years. But anytime you have a chance to get in that 7-win mark, that's a good season. So our players are motivated. It's a fun place to play. And then we know we're facing a very good opponent that just hadn't had a couple things go their way.
All right. Well, Coach Arne Ferguson, it seems like the whole season has flown by to me, maybe not to you, because I can tell the coaches put in those long hours. But as always, thank you for your time, and I've enjoyed this 2013 season with you.
I really appreciate it, Mark, and thanks for everything you do for Western Oregon, and especially football.